You've been here, I've been here, we've all bloody been here. It's your Monday morning ritual. You're trying to squeeze out everything possible of your last remains in the hope that you'll weigh less on this bloody wretched thing. I weighed in at 15 stone when I was just 15 years of age. I've only got 2 pictures of myself back then because I hated getting my picture taken, and also Bebo and MySpace don't exist anymore. So I've been there and written the t-shirt, and yes, I myself wanted to ditch this thing as well every Monday. But will that fix the problem? Let's get into it. I've been a personal trainer since 2020. Alongside my own experience with clients, I've spoke to dietitians, I've spoke to therapists, I've spoke to my therapist, and I've spoke to too many personal trainers. They all have different opinions, but one thing I have noticed is a lot of them are scared to say what they actually think. But personally, I think you can handle the truth. See, the scale's not the problem, it's what you're trying to get from the scale that's the problem. When I first started coaching people, and some of my clients would have mentee Bs because the scale didn't show them what they wanted that day, I'd let them ditch it. I'd be like, get it in the bin. Get it the fuck. However, most of the time, they just searched for something else to obsess over. Whether it was measuring themselves or taking pictures of themselves, or they would dig deep into the archives, find pictures of themselves in Tenerife in 2K12. 2012, and send me pictures of what they look like now compared to how they looked in front of that fountain they all stand in front of. I don't know, I don't go to Tenerife. I think it's the worst holiday destination on planet Earth. So let me ask you, if you can't stand on the scale and you're searching for old pictures of yourself, is the scale still the problem? No, the scale probably wasn't the problem, and that was my fault for just going with what my clients wanted to do without challenging them. The bigger problem is you put far too much value on what that scale says to you. You're thinking that number means more than it does, and a different number on it will change more about you than it will. So how do you stop? Well, I'm going to give you one practical solution so you'll not leave here empty-handed, but I'm also going to give you another solution that you'll probably ponder for the rest of your life. First of all, it's very difficult to stop focusing on something you've focused on for years without focusing on something else instead. So this is where the gym comes in. Now I get it, you've already tried the gym, but did you go to the gym with the goal of weighing less on the scale? Cool, well you never actually used it to get you less focused on the scale, you used it to get you more focused on the scale. If you go to the gym with the purpose of getting stronger, your weight becomes less relevant. Within 3 or 4 months, you'll have built muscle and your clothes will feel different. You'll stand on that scale thinking there will be a dramatic change, and there won't be. It will completely demolish that idea that you need to weigh less in order to look better and feel better. And if you don't know how to go about starting the gym, I have a free plan that about 10,000 people have downloaded over the years, and you can get it in the description. Now the second, like I said, is a question you'll ponder for a long time. If you lived in a world, a hypothetical world, where mirrors, the scale, and cameras didn't exist, how would you measure your progress? Not the easiest of questions when that's the 3 things you've always used. However, once you start to delve into that question, you'll probably uncover what you actually value in life. And it's definitely not what you weigh on a wretched fucking scale. Maybe it's how you feel day to day. Maybe it's the fact you can go to your mate's barbecue and not be terrified about the calories and everything. Maybe it's actually just your mental health being better. This is a technique I use with clients all the time. In fact, I think I used it 2 weeks ago with my client Laura, who had been having tantrums for the last 6 months about what she weighed on the scale. When I asked her to do that exercise, she sent me a 7-minute voice note back, and these are the things she said on it. And she hasn't messaged me once about the scale since. As I'm sure you're aware, most online coaches do not know how to do this work and have never actually experienced any of this. So if you want a coach who's actually been where you are and has helped a lot of people that have been where you are, then there's an application link to my coaching in the description below. It'll take you like 10 seconds. It's not a long one, don't worry. To finish, to answer your question, should you ditch this wretched bastard of a thing or not? Well, if you're actually at the point where you genuinely don't care about it at all, you've done the work and it's not a sort of bury your head in the sand situation, then yeah, maybe not weighing yourself might be an option, or maybe just weighing yourself a lot less might be the option. But if you're terrified of it, then it might be best not ditching it, or at least it might be best not ditching it and not addressing the fears. Because if you don't address them, it's just going to come up somewhere else. And if you enjoyed this video and it didn't feel like utterly meaningless and useless information that you see from most online coaches out there, then there'll be a video up here that I'm sure you'll enjoy. I just don't know what that is right now because this is my first video and I haven't made it.